If you are an accountant and you are thinking of running ads or already running ads or doing outreach and attracting clients outside of your network so you can grow without word of mouth and referrals, then this is arguably one of the most important videos that you are going to watch. Because in this video, I'm going to give you one tip which will skyrocket the results of the outreach and the ads that you are going to run. So before we dive in, quickly introduce myself. My name is Daan and I'm the owner of Accounting Kings, where we help accountants to get more clients outside of their network, outside of referrals, and just to get clients that pay them more for work that they enjoy more. On average, we've been spending around $50,000 to $60,000 every single month on ads for accountants. So we tested almost everything by now. And lately, we've been playing around with this one single thing that skyrocketed the results for our clients. So this one thing is the offer. And you probably already heard the offer is so important. You probably heard of Alex Hormozy talking about offers, $100 million offers. It's the most important thing, but oftentimes we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. And with the offer, some accountants, they probably think, okay, so offer, does it mean switching from like accounting to fractional CFO advisory? Or does this mean that I need to do more work for less money? Is this a better offer? And with offer, it can be a couple of things, by the way, but the main thing is the risk reversal. And we tested this with a few clients at the start, and we actually saw that the cost per appointment from ads that we were running for them went from about 100 to 120 down to 80 and sometimes $60 per appointment, right? So it's a huge decrease in cost per appointment, right? So if you schedule twice the amount of appointments, you will get twice the amount of clients. So the offer that we tested for a lot of our clients is essentially just a risk reversal. So what we do, first of all, we niche down, and I'm going to give you the exact offer later in this video. You niche down, you need to pick a specific industry that you want to double down on. And then what you are going to do is you are going to pick an angle for the industry. So let's say that you want to work with construction companies, right, or general contractors. They have issues with job costing and cash flow, for example. So what you want to do is you create your offer around a specific angle, a specific problem with a specific solution. So let's take the cash flow example. What we are doing for some of our clients is we run ads, and in the ad it says, construction companies, we will give you $30,000 in extra cash flow or you don't pay, right? Or in the title, $30,000 extra cash flow guaranteed. Something like this. And then in the ad, by the way, we clearly say for $1 million plus construction companies. It needs to be realistic, of course, but it will get so much attention. And we just filter out the people that are under this revenue or income. And the people that are going to see it and are those $1 million per year construction companies, they never really seen such a bold claim. And because it's quite unique and because it's very specific to them, it's specific to a specific problem that they have, and we guarantee a solution to this specific problem. If you then also double down on talking their language and really tailoring your ads and your outreach to this specific person, you will get insane results. And we literally seen this. The cost per appointment just literally went from 100 to 120 to sometimes $60, $40. It's insane. So what we did is we just simply improved our offer, right? We made a bigger statement, a bigger claim, which is actually doable for accountants. And another great thing about this, by the way, is that if you solve a specific problem for a specific industry, you can also systemize the delivery, right? So what you can do is you say, okay, I want to work with construction companies and I want to focus on helping them get more cash flow. After you served like 5 to maybe 10 clients, you already have seen it all. Like, of course, every situation is different, but you understand the industry, and instead of delivering the service in 5 hours, it now takes you 2 hours, or you can easily explain it to someone and they can do it for you because you mastered this specific process. So the risk reversal was the main thing in the messaging, right? So the messaging said, construction business owners, we will guarantee you $30,000 in extra cash flow or you don't pay. One thing that is very important that you need to understand is we typically get them on a Zoom call and we sell something like a profit plan or a cash flow plan or a tax and accounting audit. Something where it's not hours and hours of work that you need to do. You just need to audit their current setup. You just need to take a look at their books, at their tax structure, and you just need to show them how with your strategies you can actually make an extra $30,000 in cash, in extra cash flow. Or if you are really big into tax planning, you just of course guarantee the savings. Or if you are really big into a very specific industry where they have a problem of for example, job costing, right? Or not knowing which properties actually make their money. You can really hone down in those things and just audit how they currently do it. Take a look at their accounting, get access to their software, and you can actually charge for this, right? So you can charge like $1,000 for it, so you actually know that they are really interested. The last thing you want to do is do the audit and then they are not really interested and was free and they said yes. So you can even charge for it. You can say, okay, it's $1,000. If we do not find you $30,000 in extra cash flow, give you a refund of $1,000. And then you just create a plan. You can either use a software or we actually just use a simple to use Google sheet where you can just have the strategy or like the tactic or the thing that you checked, how it's currently done, how it needs to be done, how to actually change it, and then the end result, right, in extra cash flow. Now, if you then take a look at a couple of things that need to change, you just calculate the total impact and you clearly see, okay, well, just based on the property I checked here, I see that money isn't collected here, here, and here, based from my past clients that have different properties, right, property managers. We installed this in this system. You can actually do this by having automations for reminders as an example. And if you just implement this, the average result of our older clients where money was collected X times sooner, if you do this, you will get X amount more money every single month, right? So you don't have to get that loan or you don't have to lay awake at night guessing where you're going to go pay the payroll for, right? So you can actually make a guarantee or risk reversal around this assessment. It's kind of risky if you say, well, if you work with us, we will do your accounting for a year, and if you don't make money, then we refund you. You do not want to work an entire year for free, of course. So this is why doing one of those assessments is really helpful, because you can actually charge money for it. So the problem with advertising for accountants or doing outreach or whatever is that if you get a client, they pay, the cash kind of comes later, right? And then if you don't have a lot of cash in the bank, you cannot pay for ads anymore. So by charging up front for a plan like this, you have money to pay for the ads or the outreach, and you only have to really do the work if they are really motivated. Otherwise, they would never give you the money. And okay, right, so you do the risk reversal, you give the assessment, audit plan, and you can tailor the name of this initial offer to the industry. And then in terms of wording it, this is also very important. There are also some laws that, especially as a CPA in the US, for example, you cannot guarantee savings necessarily. So again, I'm not giving legal advice here, but what you can do is you can just, for example, say, if we do not find you $30,000 in savings from our audit, we do not charge you. You cannot really use the word guarantee for a couple of different reasons. Do your own research on this. Again, I'm not giving you legal advice, but this is what we are doing for our clients. You need to be very careful with the wording and also what you promise, because at the end of the day, there's been a study from the IRS where they gave the same tax return to, I think was like 15-ish different accounting firms, and they all came back in a different way, but all of them were correct. So to give guaranteed savings, I think that's the reason that they do not want CPAs to actually give those guarantees. But you can obviously just say, hey, if we do not find XYZ money in your books or save you XYZ money from the audit, then we will not charge for it. So to quickly summarize this again, this is one of the biggest game changers for the last few months actually that we have done for clients, a couple of more, so make sure you subscribe. But the offer, the risk reversal combined with the assessment, get the free get the money, give it away for free if you are not able to actually save them the money, clearly show them the result, and then if you clearly showed the result, you can just tell them, okay, I just found $30,000 in extra cash flow, or I made sure that X property is going to make you more, or I just saved you X amount of money on your tax bill. I gave you the plan. You can implement it yourself, or do you want me to do it for you? And of course, they reached out to you because they do not know how to do it themselves and don't want to do it, or they don't have the time. And since you already proven your worth, they know that you know what you are doing. It's just very easy for them to actually move forward with your service. And that's also, of course, where you make the money long term. So if you learned something from this video, you want to get more clients, there's a link in the description you can click on to kind of see how we can help you just for free, and we don't even make money if you don't. If you have any specific questions about growing your firm, getting better clients, let me know in the comments. I will always answer them. Like the video if you learned something, take action, implement the offer in your messaging, pick the industry, pick a few angles, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other videos.